Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be setting up my brand new bullet journal for all of 2019 as well as for the month of January. So I hope you guys enjoy and you will plan along with me. So I got a brand new Germ 1917 journal and I just wrote my name in the front cover of it, and I won't be using the index just because I found no use for it last year. So just to give you some context, this is my second full year of bullet journaling and I'm super excited to start the brand new year and to create some new spreads and stuff like that. So I decided to start by making this little cover page for 2019. I just did this basic like black and white watercolor, and then in the middle of it I just wrote 2019 with a gold marker, and my marker kind of exploded on like each of the numbers, so I just made them like really thick, but I think it turned out pretty cool. And then I just glued that into my journal. And moving on to my yearly overview, last year mine was like way too small and I didn't have enough to write events and like dates coming up, so I decided to span this one over 2 spreads or 4 pages. So I did 3 months per page. I just wrote them all on the top with some calligraphy and added all of the days of the week to make some mini calendars for each of the months. And I didn't actually include me writing in all of the days of the month because like that was really tedious and took a long time, but you can just imagine what it looks like. And then I went over the days of the week with a mild liner just to add some color, and then split the pages off vertically. And then I have lots of room to write dates in the bottom, so I just added some bullet points that I can use in the future to write down important dates, like I said. So this is what it looks like, and I like how simplistic this is, but also the little pop of color that it has. So for this next yearly spread, I decided to do a highlights page that was kind of more organized, and then a highlights page that was not so organized. So on the left page I have all of the months written out, so I can kind of sort my highlights, so I can kind of just glance over and see what were the top things in each month. And then on the other page I just have a space where I can put like anything that I want to put that's not really categorized. And then on the bottom of that page I just drew this floral doodle and colored that in with some mild liners, and this is how the spread turns out. Hopefully this will be a little bit more organized for me than last year's spread, but yeah. So the next page is my 28, I just realized I wrote 2018 instead of 2019. So 2019 goals and looking forward, so that's kind of funny, but this is a spot where I can put any of my future goals and just kind of write about how I want this year to look as a whole on the looking forward spot. So next I have my income tracker, and this is a place where I can keep track of the multiple areas of income that I am receiving and see what it looks like for each month. And then incredibly similar to the last spread is my expense tracker. So I will keep monthly expense trackers in like my monthly spreads, but then this is just a way where I can transfer it over here and see what my income is versus my expenses in a condensed fashion. And then on the other side of the page I decided to put some graphs because I like graphs a lot. So one of them is my income and one of them is my expenses, just so I can see kind of when I am spending and when I am earning the most money. So I just added some more floral doodles at the top like I did on the past spreads. As you can see, I kept these like 2019 spreads to be very less bulky than some of my past ways of bullet journaling without putting photos and stickers and stuff, just because I wanted it to be pretty simplistic, and then I can save that for the monthly spreads. But this is how it turned out. Hopefully this will be helpful, and yeah. So the next spread in the 2019 setup is books read. So I ended up including this in a random month in 2018, so I decided to include this in the front just as a way to track all the books that I've read and to motivate me to read more books. So I just wrote that on the top, added some floral designs on the bottom, and then on the other side I have a videos made section, so I can keep track of all the videos I make in 2019 as well as video ideas, and also keep track of subscriber growth from month to month, just because it's something I'm curious about. And then I added some more color and some drop shadows, and then that is how the spread turned out. So we have made it to the January Plan With Me section of this video. So like always, I started by doing a watercolor color cover page for the month. So I did this blue sky type scene with trees in the background and then some birch trees in the front. I'm not super great at watercolors, but it's always fun to pull them out and practice every month, and I think it's just a good way to like set the tone for the entire month. So I do just use watercolor in the background, and then for the birch trees I used some acrylic paint, which probably isn't like the best art technique, but you know what, it worked for me, so it's okay. And then after that dried, I also added some black like birch tree looking things on top, as well as some shadows on the bottom to make it look more realistic. And I kind of just played around with this, added shadows underneath the branches and for the bark, and in the end I like how it turned out. And I also added January in the bottom in some calligraphy and glued that into my journal. So yeah, that is how it turned out. So the next spread in the January section is just my basic monthly calendar. So I just measured and drew this out. This one I decided to do something a little bit smaller and taller in each of the boxes of the calendar. And then I wrote all the days of the week in a calligraphy pen, and then wrote January on the side, added some photos, washi tape, and stickers, and then I also added an event section and some drop shadows, and that's how it turned out. I like how the blue and the gray look together, and I think I'm going to really enjoy using this color scheme throughout the month of January. So the next spread is my goals and highlights section. So I just wrote that out in a Tombow marker and added some wintry photos, and then this Jenny journal sticker and some more doodles and stuff. And then I also went ahead and added some drop shadows into the writing, and then on the other side of the page I have my expense tracker for the month, and then I just categorized my expenses so I could easily sort the different places where I'm spending money and easily add them up in the end of the month. And next is my habit tracker and line a day spread. So on the left hand side I just wrote out habits in a mild liner, and then I have spots for I think 5 different habits that I'm keeping track of with all the days of the month, and then I added some photos and stickers and washi tape and stuff like that, all in the blue theme. And then on the other side I have my line a day section, which is something that I recently started in November, and I really like it, and I will continue to do that. And for the last spread of this video, it is my first January weekly spread. So I just started by writing that at the top with a Tombow marker and chose some pretty outdoor snowy photos from Pinterest, and I just added some washi tape to them, and then I have this little mini calendar at the top over there because I thought it fit in nicely with the title and the pictures, and added some floral doodles. And then I got a Jelly Roll white gel pen for Christmas, so I wanted to try it out, and it kind of didn't work great on top of the black, but whatever, I tried it. And here is the final flip through of all of my overall 2019 spreads as well as my January spreads. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you've enjoyed like lots of videos in a short amount of time. I'm going back to university pretty soon, so there will definitely not be as many videos. I'm hoping to post at least once a month, so stay tuned for that. If you guys enjoyed this video, I would appreciate it if you could let me know in the comments, and possibly subscribe if you don't want to miss out on any more of my videos. And yeah, I think that's all I have to say. So thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!